Dad! Dad!
Pop out the tape, son. I think it's done rewinding. Oh. Guess I blacked out for a minute there. Fell out of my chair.
Fell nothing. Somebody whacked you. What's the last thing you remember? Who did it? Can you tell me?
This can't be happening.
There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Dad, that's not one of our bats, is it?
No. No. McFlys never use aluminum bats. Curious. Oh, why would anyone do a thing like that to a nice Sector L citizen like me?
Whoever made off with your tapes, I'm thinking. Oh, wait, don't touch it. It's evidence.
Of what? You see, I told you were just jumping to conclusions. All these dark suspicions about thieves and attackers when all the time it was just
Empty.
But I'm sure they were in there before.
Here it is. Raw footage.
Thank heavens.
Wait a minute. 6 months. But I need those tapes now.
You had an interview with Citizen Brown?
Before whoever it was whacked you in the head and took them.
You've been watching too much Miami Vice, son. What evidence do you have that I was attacked?
Well, that nasty lump on your head, for one thing. And
What?
there's no tapes.
Oh my gosh, I've been mugged. Mugged in Hill Valley. They can't get away with it. Oh!
Don't worry, Dad. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Who could have done this to me?
Who's been making trouble for you since, like, forever? Biff! Who stands to lose if those tapes get out?
Everybody who's badmouthed Citizen Brown when they didn't know a camera was on them. But that's half the people in town. You don't suppose they all got together and...
No. I'm guessing this was a lone agent. Mom seems pretty angry with you.
Your mother may be a little unbalanced at the moment, but you don't believe she'd bash me in the head?
Well, not to steal a bunch of videotapes. Who wouldn't want Doc to get the straight dope on Hill Valley? Edna!
Are you saying I was mugged by the mayor's elderly wife?
Not exactly, no.
Biff! Ever since the Browns took an interest in him back in the 50s, he hasn't caused me a lick of trouble. Besides, thanks to the Citizen Plus program, he's as gentle as a kitten these days. Oh, it's no use. The tapes are gone. All I can do is hope against hope they don't surface and land me in trouble.
Come on, Dad, we can't just give up.
Well, we can make new ones.
Let's get out there and start shaking people down. We can make them talk.
And before you know it, the authorities would get involved and we'd both be in trouble. No thanks.
I can at least call the cops.
Don't you dare. I don't want the authorities to know anything about those tapes. Not yet, anyway.
I mean, maybe there's some more clues around here.
What's the use? Even if we find out who took the tapes, we're not going to be able to get them back without attracting attention to ourselves. Sure, it may take a while, but if you're willing to help your old man out, it shouldn't take us more than, say, 6 months.
What I mean is, we can? There's gotta be something we could do to get our hands on those tapes.
You need the tapes.
You know, your time is valuable. I would hate for you to have to redo all that work.
You said you needed the tapes.
It's the principle of it. You know, if we let the thief get away with his crime, it sets a bad example for other thieves. And what if this mugger comes back? Another bang on the head might do you in. Harboring stray dogs, kissing girls in public, getting caught with mom's flask.
That is the most far-fetched story I've ever heard.
It's true. It wasn't easy to get, believe me. I had to break all kinds of rules.
You've been breaking rules? You forget I'm your father. I know your history.
Yeah, well, history's changed.
Prove it.
I gotta give it to Citizen Brown. I told him I was gonna furnish him with proof that Hill Valley isn't as happy as he thinks it is when I was in his office, just before I came here.
I don't understand.
It was the only way.
Okay.
But first I have to show him your tapes, to prove my point.
Oh, no. No.
But basically, yeah.
Oh, there go our privileges.
No, wait, I got him to listen, Dad, and he's gonna make things right, for you and Mom and all of us. I can't explain how. You're just gonna have to trust me on this. Dad!
This scheme of yours, maybe you know what you're doing, I can't say. But leave me out of it.
Dad!
I don't like trouble. I can't handle it. It's not in my genes. Shh! You said that to him?
Think of your family.
I am. And I don't want to see my family relocated to Sector X with all the other hopeless cases.
It's your civic duty. Doesn't Citizen Brown always tell us?
To keep our noses clean, and that's what I plan to do.
Do it for your father.
My father? Yes. Yes, he did. Where'd you hear about that? It was way back before Citizen Brown cleaned up the town, before I was even born. Everyone lived in terror of Kid Tannen and his goons. But Dad stood up to him. He had evidence of Kid's guilt, see, and he risked his life to deliver it to the authorities. Never be afraid to do the right thing. That's what he always used to tell me.
Yeah, Arthur McFly.
I know his name.
Didn't he have something to do with putting away Kid Tannen, way back when?
Of course, gotta cover all bases. Now help me figure out which monitor I'm on.
And what are you doing?
Trying to remember which is the right feed.
Feed to what?
To the surveillance camera, the one in the yard.
Wait a minute. You have a surveillance camera trained on yourself? That it?
You're looking for the one that's trained on us. There, that looks like us. So the surveillance tape must be on this VCR. Lorraine!
Don't lay into me, George. I've got something very important to say, and then I'm going to be leaving again.
I've got something important to say, too. I was attacked and robbed.
It's always about you, isn't it? You can't just wait and listen to my news. Oh, no, you have to go and beat me to the punch.
Pull yourself together. Did you hear what I just said?
Pull yourself together? You think I'm not together? I'm more together than I've been in months, George. For your information, I haven't had a drink all day.
That's right. You two sort things out. I've got some business to attend to.
Kitten.
He's a peeping Tom.
Attention, citizens! This domicile is in violation of Civic Ordinance CZ36 and has been placed in protective quarantine until corrective measures can be taken. Please back away from the house and have a nice day.
What the hell?
Don't violate the perimeter, son.
Attention, citizens! This domicile is in violation of...
Martin, I can't work with all that ruckus.
Guess I'm not going in there today. It sounds like people can't stand what the Browns have done to Hill Valley.
Not everyone. Only around 50%, maybe 60.
Does Citizen Brown know?
He should. Whenever I send copies of my raw footage to the Public Relations Department over at the courthouse, I get a memo telling me how much Citizen Brown thanks me for my service. But how could he see those videos and not do anything about it?
That doesn't look right. Oh, wait, never mind. Hello? I don't think this monitor is hooked up to the camera. I feel like I missed something here. Oh, it's recording. I don't want to mess up Dad's work. I should take this and serve a little payback. On second thought, cool your jets, Marty. LeBrock 2.0. Anatomical constructs for sciences of all sorts. Boring. WOPR. A Whopper. I wonder what that stands for. Game Grid. Sweet. The movie was better, though. Logo. There's a little turtle on it. Meh. Greetings, programs. Nice. We didn't have a computer in the other timeline. Well, no joystick. That's lame. I don't have time for games.
Martin McFly, age 18, resident of Sector L, Father George, Mother Lorraine, president of the Junior Brown Brigade, recipient of a full-ride scholarship to Strickland College, winner of the Courthouse Challenge to Portman Award, 0 demerits until this morning. The obvious question, Mr. McFly, is, what happened to you? Come in, citizen.
Jesus Christ, Doc, what happened to you? Gotta believe me, Doc, I only did it to get your attention. It's like this, Doc. I'm a different Marty McFly.
Doc? Interesting. You regard me as a doctor, indicating awareness that you're suffering from some variety of mental disorder. That's a hopeful sign, Martin. Explain.
This whole crazy world you've created, it's totally mental. There's all these stupid rules and everybody's acting all weird. My dad's turned into this creepy snoop. My mom's completely pathetic. And Jennifer's kind of scary. And Biff, it's like he's a zombie or something. And it's all basically your fault. This, what you've turned into, it's all wrong. You're supposed to be a scientist, an inventor. You created the flux capacitor, and we went on all these crazy adventures in time, and your hair, you don't look good, Doc. I know this is going to be hard for you to swallow, Doc, but I'm not from around here. I'm from a different timeline where Hill Valley isn't all screwed up, and there aren't these crazy rules, and my dad's not a snoop, and my mom's not a drunk, and you're my best friend in the whole space-time continuum.
An old fogey like me? Your best friend?
Yes! And Doc, I need you to get me back there. Whatever. Let's get through this nonsense so I can set you straight.
You'll set me straight?
Forget questions. You're the one who needs to turn around.
So you believe this interview is really more about me than you?
Yes!
You went to all this trouble just to deliver a message to me in person?
Yes!
A cry for help, as it were.
Yes! No, wait.
Tell me, Martin, Is your mother on the sauce again? I'm surprised your father hasn't set you straight on this point. He's shown himself to be a very obedient and cooperative citizen.
You mean a warped citizen? He's supposed to be a science fiction writer, not a peeping Tom, and you're supposed to invent a time machine. Leave my dad out of it, okay? Let's focus on you and your time machine. As a matter of fact, yeah, this hellhole of a town could drive anyone to drink.
It's natural you should make excuses for her. But here in Hill Valley, we require our citizens to hold one another to the highest standards, even if those fellow citizens happen to be our own parents.
Not where I come from. When I left here, both my parents were happy and well-adjusted. Okay, they didn't start out that way, but that's where your time machine comes in. Forget my mother. She's not the issue here.
Don't ever forget your mother, Martin. Your parents are your superiors, and respect for one's superiors is absolutely essential to the Hill Valley order. Time machine?
Yeah, Doc, listen to me. You don't remember it, but you built a time machine out of a DeLorean.
Why?
Well, just for the hell of it, I guess.
Fascinating.
Yes, it is fascinating. It's amazing. It's incredible. But you don't know it because you've never invented it. You're not the real Doc Brown. You gotta believe me.
And this is because?
Everything got screwed up when I went back in time to 1931.
Sounds like this time machine is a very impractical and dangerous invention.
Yes, I mean, no. I mean, yes. What I mean is it's messed up a lot of things, but first, it made a lot of things better. Like my mom and my dad. It was only thanks to your time machine that they ever became successful and happy.
Incredible. This case is more serious than I'd imagined. The boy has fabricated an alternate reality.
No, this is the alternate reality. My reality is the real reality. You think I'm crazy? I guess maybe I sound crazy, but you gotta believe me. Believe me, I wish I had fabricated it.
Calm down, Martin. I'm not blaming you for anything. The failure is ours, not yours. Obviously, there was a drastic flaw in your social conditioning.
God, you don't understand.
No, I don't understand yet, but I want to. I want to get at the root of your problem. Keep talking. Take your time. Look around the room. Perhaps something here will stimulate your memory. Stop trying to confuse me! My whole life has been dedicated to the practical use of technology to shape a more efficient, orderly society. Ask anyone. It's a fact. You can look it up.
But you know better, right, Emmett?
Wrong. Do you see this picture? I keep it close by me to remind me of the moment when my life's course became clear. August 25th, 1931, the day I single-handedly captured Kit Tannen, the scourge of Hill Valley.
Single-handedly?
And not, incidentally, the day I caught the eye of Edna Strickland, my scientific muse and the love of my life. Take a look. What you see there is a young man who understands his destiny.
That's not what I see.
What do you see?
Your science, Doc.
In this other world, the one you say you come from, am I happy there?
Very happy. You've got two great sons.
And what about Hill Valley? It's impossible.
No, it's science. Hill Valley. You know it's got problems. A little bit of urban decay here, a little bit of crime there. It's a normal city. People are happy, mostly. And even when they're miserable, they're not miserable like they are in your Hill Valley.
Stop! There are no miserable people in my Hill Valley.
Only because they were afraid to. Jeez, open your eyes, will you? You and Edna have got them all terrorized.
That's Mrs. Brown to you, Sonny.
Give me a break. You don't really believe.
My citizens lead lives of order and peace. Nobody worries. Nobody complains.
Doc.
Kindly address me as Your Honor. We've worked for over 50 years, my wife and I, every waking moment devoted to ridding Hill Valley of vice and disorder. And you dare to claim that our citizens are unhappy?
Yeah, I do. I've seen it. They're just too afraid to speak up.
All right then, time travel boy. You do that. And until you do, I'm going to treat your wild story as just that, a story told by a madman. And I've determined that the best treatment is simply to let the insanity run its course.
So, is the interview over? Should I leave?
Please do. I'm very busy. I've got a city to run.
Looks to me like a kid who's all psyched about his new invention.
That's where you're wrong. Although my rocket car had accidentally captured Kid Tannen, it was also a widely impractical and dangerous idea that would have triggered unimaginable consequences had I pursued it further.
I'm almost sorry we put Kid Tannen away.
We?
Yeah, come on, don't you remember? You disarmed him and I trapped him in the rocket car.
No, that's not how it happened. Sonny? Michael? Harry? So they're happy.
But they're not, because you summoned me back in time and somehow your timeline got messed up and everybody else is along with it.
I see.
No, you don't. Think back. Don't you remember me? We knew each other when you were 18.
Preposterous.
Remember him?
Arthur McFly. Your grandfather, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you and I served a subpoena to him back in 31. Could that be? I think it is.
What?
It's me and you, the other you. Okay, take a look at this picture of Einstein here.
The dog. Harboring dangerous animals is a municipal offense. I do recall something of the sort, but naturally it couldn't have been the same dog.
There wasn't anything natural about it. Einstein's a time traveler too, thanks to your invention. Yeah, they told me, but you harbored this very same animal once, a long time ago. Remember the test run of your rocket car? Einstein landed on the roof of the courthouse. Come on, Doc, don't you remember Einie?
Move on, Mr. McFly. An impressively detailed illusion. Keep talking. Bizarre fantasy life. Go on. Proceed.
Yes, and a fantastic wife.
Not Edna?
Not even remotely. And your invention. Jeez, Doc, you can go anywhere you want to, anywhere in time. You're the luckiest guy in the universe.
Sons.
So that's what Judge Brown looked like. I never actually saw him.
Of course not. He died before you were born. He was my biggest supporter. After my wife, of course.
That's a switch. Last time I saw your younger self, you and your dad had just had a big falling out over your decision to become an inventor instead of a lawyer. Isn't that right? And you never saw Frankenstein. You were supposed to go see Frankenstein that night. It was going to give you the inspiration you needed to pull off your big demonstration at the Hill Valley Expo. You still got the movie ticket.
Indeed I do. A memento of my first date with Edna. I took her to see The Virtuous Husband.
Remember this.
Carl Sagan escapes. June 13th, 1931. Yes, I remember the incident back when crime went unchecked in Hill Valley.
I'm the one who rescued him, and I did it with the help of your first invention, the rocket-powered drill. Check this out, Doc. It's all your notes about the flux capacitor, your greatest invention.
That can't be my notebook. The handwriting is far too sloppy.
See this picture? In the other timeline, I've got a girlfriend who loves me.
Interesting. Subject's fantasy life also includes an imaginary girlfriend.
Look, Citizen.
No. Focus outward, not on me. Use the objects in the room as points of reflection. I wish to observe your thought processes.
If you just let me talk, I'm sure I can convince you.
Fine. But show, don't tell. Subject incapable of following instructions.
Forget the objects in the room. I just want to talk to you. See, this is my father back when he was a teenager. With your time machine, I went back to 1955 and helped him stand up to Biff. Maybe this song will remind you of something. Tell me, doctor, where are we going this time?
Yes, it does. It reminds me why we banned rock and roll.
Hey, this is your fish tank. Yeah, but in 1931 it was full of bacteria that we used to make rocket fuel. Remember?
Yes, that is my fish tank. What? Edna just had it cleaned.
It looks much better without all the bacteria.
The rocket-powered drill. Never worked. A failed and misguided contraption with a tendency to explode.
Afraid of the consequences of their actions, Doc. You run this place like it's a police state.
Afraid? Afraid of what? Nonsense.
I can prove it.
Of course, I'm not actually a doctor, but I do have the tools to turn you around and put you back on the road to societal normalization. Shall we begin with a few questions to establish a baseline?
Plus, the steel frame of the DeLorean dispersal, I don't know. It was important for some reason.